Right now, there was a fight. In fact, there was a fight called the Meeker Massacre, and that was in the 1870s. And Meeker was one of these guys who thought that he could convert these Ute Indians into farmers. They never farmed before. And it was just around 1630 when they just got these horses, see? So they were starting to use these horses, and it made a big change in the tribe because they could move around. They go from place to place. They can move around quicker. They can move more things. They can move their homes. And when you're traveling around, what is one of the most important things you can think about if you're traveling around?
Food.
Yeah, food. What else?
Water.
What?
Water.
Water, exactly. And you got to know where these places are, right? So these mountain people knew where these food and water was. And you also had to pack light. You don't want to be hauling around a lot of things, right? You had to pack light. So they were good at that. And they stayed warm in the winter. They made fires, and they had furs, and they were hunters. And they had themselves a very interesting time here because when the settlers started to come, it changed their life dramatically. They started eating different, and they started finding out about mining. Who ever heard of mining for gold? Indians didn't care about gold. They just found out that the white people and the French and all the Europeans had come all the way over here, and they were looking for gold.
That's it.
That was more important to them, so they wanted the land that the Utes were on. There was valuable land there. So there was some fights about that. And I want to tell you, see what this is?
I bet it's not that.
It's what we call high technology. We didn't have this when I was growing up. Nope. In fact, you push a button and you have literally the whole known universe in the
My
hand.
dad has one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I'm going to show
My
you a
brother
picture.
has one.
You
I have one.
guys, I'm going to show you some artwork that came from them. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That's Ute Indians. Isn't that pretty? You want to see something else? Huh?
Yeah.
I got something else. Okay, here we go. There's the buffalo. We're going to sing about that a little bit.
Buffalo.
Isn't that fun? Look at that right there in the skin. Buffalo skin, a buffalo, and a buffalo skin. And what do we got here? One more. I'll show you a little bit more artwork there.
How many games I can play?
Okay. So, question. I'm going to tell you, he's part Irish and part Indian. Now, just a minute. Now, I'll tell you.
That he's part Indian.
He's part Indian, and he had some skills in him that were really desirable. So when he started working in towns, and he started going and meeting all the trappers and trading and so on, he learned even more. So he started meeting people that were famous to you and me, like Wild Bill Hickok, right?
Oh,
Kit Carson. You all know Kit
Oh,
Carson?
yeah.
Yeah, and he knew the governor, and he knew this person, that person. He started getting his name real well known. He'd be like a celebrity to us right now.
Michael Obama?
Well, I wouldn't put him in that category either. But I tell you what, dear, he was popular. And he was popular because he knew the area. He was a scout. Anybody here know what a scout is?
Yes.
Who said it first? I don't think so. But you're second. Who said it first? You did. Okay, what's a scout?
It's like where you learn. It's like.
You're thinking of Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts, I think.
Well, scouts, that's pretty close. Actually, you're pretty close. Scouts are in the wilderness, right? Learning how to work things like make fires and build tents and go fishing, right?
Bella's dad is a scout expert. They go out, scout. They look at the area and then go back to the group and tell them which way to go.
That's it. You are. Yeah, that's more. That's better. What we're doing here, talking about scouts, meaning leading the way through the forest, getting from one place to the other. In fact, one time in his life, he had to go and find a route for the California Railroad. Gilpin, Lieutenant Gilpin. That was 1847. And he had to take that colonel and find a route, so go all the way to California. And he was the scout. He knew areas around here because of what? He knew trappers. He'd taken the route to St. Louis. He'd been in the wild. He was a hunter, and he was good at it. So he got to be the head man, the head scout for the U.S. The U.S. troops. So he was telling the colonel and all the people that were coming out here how to get from one place to the other. What do you think of that? Think it'd be an important position?
Yeah.
How'd you like to get lost in them woods?
No.
I don't think so.
Grizzly bears.
I don't know. I'll tell you what.
There are a lot more mountain lions and grizzly bears than there are
Now,
now.
how about this summer? Maybe or during the end of the year, I take you out and we do a little scouting. Would you be up for that? Okay, here we go. Let me finish my story, because I haven't got to finish my story. In Taos, there was what was called the Taos Rebellion. Okay, and there was this guy named Romero, and he didn't like these white folks coming in and taking over, and all their rules, telling them how to live, and telling them what to do, money, all this, and they were getting very angry indeed. Because he's a murderer, a bad guy. So Tom Tobin was asked to go find this man. And you know he did. He went out there when nobody could find him. And he went out in the mountains out here, right here. And you know what this is? These are the Sangre de Cristos. Right? And he found them. He found them there.
Did he kill them?
And he did. These people, remember that these are sly people. These outlaws are mean people. They know how to hide. But here's what happened. He got them. He killed them. He took them in. He put their heads in a bag and he threw them on the floor to get his bounty.
What's a bounty?
Bounty is the money for hiring out to go get somebody. Now I'm telling you the story. It may be scary. Does it sound a little scary?
No.
Some say yes, some say no. But I'm telling you because this is part of our history. When bad folks are out there, in the old days, they had to go find them. They had to go find them with guns and with their own wits. They had to look in the snow for tracks. They had to listen for noises. And they had to use their own keen senses to find people. But Tom Tobin was such a skilled frontiersman that they asked him to do it, and he did so. And I wanted to share that little bit about Tom Tobin because not too many people that could come up, he asked to do something as difficult as all that and be out in the wilderness. And he didn't have wrap sandwiches. He had to go fight out there in the wilderness. That's the way it was back then. He brought water, he knew how to survive, and he knew the land. And that's how he was able to track them. And there was no more fighting, no more killing the stagecoaches. And justice was finally done. And he came back and they threw a big party for him and he collected his money, which is also known as the bounty, for him getting the Espinoza brothers. And that's the true story of Tom Tobin. And there's others. I'm going to give you a homework assignment, y'all. I want you to find out who that was and you tell me who it is and I'll tell you a story about it. Does that sound fair?
What if you don't know him?
Well, how do you know I don't know him? I know everybody.
That's not true.
It is so! I know everybody's story.
Hillman?
David Hillman? David Hillman. David Hillman.
Ha!
Think about David Hillman. I don't know David Hillman, but I'll think about it.
He's my mom's doctor.
Guess your question.
Was that a true story?
Give me a home where the buffalo roam and the deer and the antelope play. Am I missing something?
It's the funniest song.
Where
You're like an old
seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy. Now let's hear a yodel. Let me hear a yodel. Thank you, doll. See y'all.